Hey everybody, this is Jim with Harvest Harmonics, and welcome to another episode of the Future of Farming Today. Today's episode, we really want to discuss a few things that maybe you're not as familiar with, but some things I think you're going to be really excited about. So first of all, I wanted to kind of just describe the elephant in the room, right? So when we talk to a lot of farmers, one of the number one things that they talk about is how do I reduce my input costs? They're always looking to reduce their input costs. And as of the time that I'm writing this, it's no wonder they're asking that question, because the cost of inputs, fertilizers, pesticides, and other chemicals has skyrocketed in the last 12 months. In fact, it's tripled. Nitrogen fertilizer tripled. I think it's down a little bit now, but it tripled since where it was about a year and a half ago. And farmers are feeling the pain. They're feeling that stress about the fact that they cannot afford to grow their crops, or they're not going to be profitable this year. And in a lot of areas like California, Oregon, et cetera, where the nut crops have really dramatically decreased and dramatically bottomed out. And we've had customers that are getting amazing increases in yield, and they're still not able to stay profitable because the market just crashed. So when you're looking at reducing your input costs, I want you to consider one thing. Reducing costs is, of course, a necessity, especially in the short term when you're having economic pressures and economic stress. The rise of inflation in the last year and a half has really made it difficult. The increase in fuel costs, the increase in fertilizer costs, which is partly from Ukraine and the Russia conflict, and from other things as well. In addition to the fact that it's just general inflation is making things really difficult to stay profitable out there. There's a short-term need to reduce input. Okay, but I want to invite you to a little bit of an understanding here. One of the reasons why this is such a big deal is because farmers for the last 30 or 40 years have been trying to cut their cost and dramatically grow for as cheaply as possible. And that's their answer to profitability, right? How do I grow as cheaply as possible, as inexpensively as possible, cut my costs as much as possible? And to do that, they were unfortunately relying on chemicals and GMOs and a lot of other things, which are not good for long-term health. They're not good for the soil health. They destroy microbial activity in the soil. They make it less fertile. They can actually ruin the soil structure. They can cause what they call electrical conductivity, or higher sodium concentrations to take place, all of which makes growing more and more difficult. So you're always having to continually add additional amendments, additional fertilizers, additional pesticides to just combat these problems. And so now, if you've done that over a period of time, now you're in a situation where you're just constantly sort of chasing your tail. You're constantly trying to solve these problems as they come up and manage all these different difficulties. Well, I want to invite you to take a look at investing in your farm and investing in your future and creating a solution which will reduce your input costs, but it's going to do that in a way that's going to benefit the soil. It's going to take care of your farming operation. It's going to make you more sustainable. And of course, the best benefit is when you look at our technology and similar technologies, there is a tax credit called the R&D tax credit, which can reimburse you 100% of the cost. So if these things are interesting to you, if you're just the kind of guy that wants to get the cheapest possible thing out there and reduce their cost to nothing and just take their chances, this is not the video for you. If you want to do something to make your farm more sustainable, more natural, healthier, and overall improve your longevity on the farm, then I want you to pay attention. So the crop booster technology that we've developed and we released a few years ago has been taking the agricultural industry by storm. We're seeing tremendous increases in yield and reductions of input costs. And we're doing that because we're really focusing on the key ingredient there, the core of the real issue at farming. And that is, how do we make plants more efficient and healthier? When you can make plants efficient and healthy, then you don't have to worry about high input costs. You don't have to worry about all of these different factors, because your soil is going to be very healthy, very efficient. In fact, if you look at the farms who've been taking care of their soil with regenerative practices, et cetera, they're not as worried as a conventional farmer is, as monocropping is, because their soil is already really healthy. So if they go a season without really fertilizing, it's not going to dramatically decrease what they're doing. But farmers that are monocropping and relying heavily on chemical fertilizers are going to have a much tougher time, because those costs have gone up dramatically, and it just continues to deteriorate the soil, which makes it harder and harder to do something about it. So the crop booster technology that we've developed is a unique technology because it's a systemic solution to improving plant health. Okay, it improves the cellular function within the plant itself so that it can utilize nutrients more efficiently. and it helps to enable the plant to have its own biochemical responses to insects and funguses and disease. Because of that, you will find yourself using a lot less pesticides, a lot less fungicides, a lot less chemical fertilizers over time. So again, if you are the type of person that just wants the cheapest thing out there, I mean, go and buy a $20 fertilizer or $40 fertilizer an acre. Spend that low amount of money and just take your chances that you're going to be able to continue to farm 5 years from now or 10 years from now. But if you want to, are you willing to invest a little bit more money, but create a situation where you can dramatically reduce your dependence on chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides, then the crop booster is a technology that you should really look at. What our system does, again, is boost the internal functions of the plant and balances and retunes the internal functions of the plant so that the biology of the plant is strong and stable. And because of that, we're able to dramatically reduce your needs for inputs, especially fertilizers and chemical pesticides. So if these types of things sound really good to you, I want to invite you to a special presentation of exactly what this technology is, exactly how it works, and exactly it can help you on your farm. So give us a call at 727-324-6750. Send us an email at service@harvestharmonics.com or click on the link below this video and schedule a time to meet with us so we can do a one-on-one presentation, show you exactly not just how this technology works, but all the different results we have on farms all over the world in every soil type, every climate type, every crop type you can imagine. The system just continues to work. It's based upon the basics of physics and how we can improve the physical interactions of the plant with its environment, as well as the physical interactions of the individual parts of the plant itself to make the entire system more efficient. So if you'd like to invest in your farm to make it more sustainable and increase its longevity over time, then we want to invite you to become part of the future of farming today by giving us a call, sending us an email, or scheduling an appointment with us very, very soon. So hopefully we'll hear from you very soon. We want to hear from as many farmers as possible. We've already had several farmers, dozens of farmers already sign up this year in the beginning of the year. And we want to take care of all the farmers where your season's getting started. Still plenty of time to really dramatically improve your crop this year, as well as start to plant those seeds, unintended, to develop a much more sustainable approach for many years to come. Hope to hear from you guys.